I did a little seafood boil last night, and I am having a great start to my morning. I submitted my what did I submit? I submitted my presentation to the AI Summit, so I'm feeling good in the neighborhood about that. I got up and went ahead and hit that submit button. That's weird, but it has me going live on a different day. Like it's not the live, it's not the current live. It's very strange, very strange. But I'm gonna fix it. All right, so let's see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Group. I took the day off as well. I took today and tomorrow off. All right, I'm up everywhere I'm supposed to be. Shucks, oh honey, that took a lot of work, but I'm up. Yeah, yeah, I got a lot of work done with them this week, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take these 2 days off. I still got part-time work to do, but it feels good to know like I ain't gotta be sitting at my computer at 9. So I'll say that. It feels really, really good that that is not the case. Good morning, Miss Patricia. Good morning, Farron. Glad you are here. Thank you for popping in. Do me a favor, everybody. Share the live. That always helps when you share the live. On Facebook, just hit the share button. On TikTok, you can tap that screen and you can also literally share the live. Good morning, Demia. Hey, how did your live go? I see you're starting, Demia is starting a series on leveraging AI after 50. I believe that's what's going on. Demia, tell me if I'm right or wrong about that. Is that you that's got that project going on? She realized that there was a need among our 50 plus community, and I think she's 53, and she was like, you know what? I'm gonna be the voice. I'm gonna help stir this up. So she's been killing the game in that area lately. Farron, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just busy, but I'm doing good. Tell my brother, I missed him yesterday. He was supposed to come and get some seafood, but he may have had to work. He may not have been available. I actually never asked him. Yeah, that's what I thought. Demia on Facebook, I want you to drop your YouTube video of your most recent live. Drop your YouTube video in there for me, okay? On Facebook. And then Demia, if you're not in my morning motivations community, I invite you to join, and you can drop that YouTube link in that community as well, because we want to get the word out. Because AI is here, it's not going anywhere, and I've been telling. Here's the way I've been explaining, because 50 plus are their Gen Xers. Okay, so Gen Xers are not their grandparents' grandparents. Ain't no sitting at the house. You know, they taking the grandchildren on the trip with them. They're starting second chapters and sometimes even third chapters with these new businesses that are fully functioning and thriving because of AI. All right, there's no, I work one place 40 years and then I retire and then that's it. There's a big transition with our Gen Xers and how they're choosing to live the best part of their life. Tell him I'm going to beat him up. Don't tell him I'm going to beat him up. Tell him I'm going to squeeze his little cheeks on his face. Oh, yay. Well, Damia, we'll be glad to have you. We'll be glad to have you. But in the meantime, I do want to spread the word about your series, Navigating Like a Boss in AI over 50. Let me read it. Navigating AI Like a Boss at 50 plus. So make sure you drop the link in the chat. And then drop the link in the chat. And then in the Morning Motivations community, it's linked at the top of the comments on Facebook. Make sure that you drop it over there too. All right. Miss Patricia is very busy. She does spin. She does 1,000 things. She sells paparazzi. And she just had her 65th birthday. Yeah, these Gen Xers are not their grandparents. Ain't none of this. We're going to sit at the house. Y'all don't do that. Not at all. Definitely are leaning into the skills they've gained these last 50, 60 years and are rolling with it, baby. All right. I love it. I'm here for it. It gives me hope that I don't have to necessarily wind down in 20 years. I actually could be probably my best self ever. Well, I feel like my best self ever now. But traditionally, when we talk about aging, getting older, retiring, there's this whole thing about like slowing down, taking it easy. And in my observation, our Gen X community, they're taking it easy their own way. And they're looking at ways to supplement their income that will really carry them through the rest of their life. Miss Linda, I'm not going to tell your business, but I got you. Miss Linda, you not Gen X, but you're only like 2-3 years off. You're not that far off from Gen X. You really not. You're not that far. Yeah, you right there. You on the upper end. The high upper end over there. But I'm not gonna tell your business. Good morning, Crystal Shanice. So my bigger point with all of that is, in our current time, as we age as a society, the energy is just different. The energy is just different. All right. And it shows up in a lot of areas of our lives. So that concept of you get a good job. Well, here's the order it used to go in, at least in my culture. Go to college, get you a good job. Maybe be promoted over the years. You stay at that company now. You work your 30 years, then you retire. That is no longer the landscape that we are working in. And because that's no longer the landscape, what we're doing in our lives and the kind of energy we need to carry us really does matter. Oh, I can't find my notes. But that energy does matter. And what you put in is showing the world what you're going to get out. What you put in is certainly going to reflect what you put out. All right? Let's talk about energy. Because how you're stepping into your life has a lot to do with the energy you choose to put into it. Okay? And people feel your energy. People feel your energy before you ever say a single word. All right? Think about this. Have you ever walked in a room and you just picked up on a vibe? Have you ever walked into a church and based on the vibe in the room, the you knew who was preaching? If it was the good preacher who was going to take people home, that had a certain energy. It was the preacher that knew his word really well, but maybe wasn't as personable, that had a different energy, right? And you sensed it. If the choir sang, or certain people sang, or certain choirs sang. So when the children's choir sang, the church had a different energy. When the mass choir would sing, different energy. When the men's choir would sing, and that depends on your men's choir, different energy. So we already step into our lives sensing the energy in the room from the moment we step into it. Okay? It can feel warm, welcoming, full of possibility. Also, it can feel tense. All of that matters. All right? Energy is real. It's the biggest introduction before you ever open your mouth. It's a lot of reason why you guys, especially those that come with me a couple times a week, even every day, you can sense my energy from the moment I turn on the camera and hit that live button. I'm aware of it. I try to account for that in how I show up. When I haven't been feeling my best, y'all knew it. My energy showed you that. You were able to pick up on it. All right? So the question for you today is, what energy are you bringing? Are you bringing in magnetic, pulling opportunities in, the good vibes and the right people? Are you a little bit neutral today? You just kind of here, you floating, going through the motions? Or are you a repellent, pushing away success, joy, and possibilities without even realizing it? Okay, so which one are you? Where do you fall in there? Okay. Do I have any empaths in the room? Empaths have an extreme sensitivity to emotional environments. So if you're an empath, I know you're going, whew, yes. All right, so Demia says her series that she's doing, it covers the mental health part of aging and getting older and keeping seniors mentally and physically in an active space. Okay, so Demia is an empath. So she's feeling it all. She feels it all deeply. Our families are the first ones who teach us energy, types of energy. I know based on how my husband shuts the door, what kind of day he's had. Literally by the way the door shuts, the sound of it, before he ever says a word. Our families are the first ones that teach us that, oh, Patricia, too, you're an empath? So you got to mind your energy and mind the environment you're in so that you don't carry the weight of all of it. I am not an empath. Sometimes I don't always read the room well. I have to check. I have to really check in with myself. I don't always read the room well. I'm getting better though. Good morning, Crafty Tay. Miss Linda said, that's right. Give me my respect. Put some respect on my name. I hear you. Hey, Crafty Tay. Miss Linda said that energy transfers. Right? Energy transfers. And when you're an empath, that can be a lot to take in. It can be quite draining, she says. So we have to be mindful of the environments we're in. Okay, good morning, Dark Flower. We also have to leverage our own energy when we are working with people. Okay, so business owners who are front facing in their business, meaning you are part of the brand, you go live, you teach classes. Understanding energy and reading energy is very, very important. All right. Demia says that because she's an empath, she tends to create a bubble. So she tries to closely manage what comes in and what goes out. If you're teaching, if you're going live, or if you want to go live, your energy means everything. Okay? When we talk about social media content, okay, fun fact, you have to grab people's attention within the first 3 seconds for them to stop scrolling. Last year, I was watching my niece scroll through social media content, and sis was gone. She ain't see nothing. She was swoop and swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe. And I was like, girl, did you even see anything? And it was a mindless process for her. And it made me realize that this 3-second thing is very important. Because you got to get this person you got to trigger their mind to stop them long enough to decide that what you wrote is important. Well, what does this have to do with energy? Well, if you're making video content, that first 3 seconds, how you step into it, happy, fun, slapping things, throwing stuff, holding random objects, talking on with a shoe in your hand, all of that matters. It has to do with your energy. If you're teaching classes and you tend to be very dry, okay? There are a lot of dry teachers out there. What does dry mean? Let me say this. Dry means you keep the same monotone. You just explain what's on the screen or what's on your space. You don't talk to your audience. And then you take questions at the end. One of the biggest mistakes teachers have, whether it be, and virtual is actually a little worse, whether it be virtual or in person, is they don't account for how their energy and how they step into that space is going to impact the rest of the room. And that's experienced teachers and people brand new to teachers. It don't matter. A lot of times, trained teachers get lazy when it comes to their energy, or they're tired. Sometimes they don't want to be there, and they forget to realize that all that affects how your students are going to move in the room. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about kids or if we're talking about adults. And adults are more critical of the instructor's energy. And they will shut down faster if they believe that the instructor is not interesting or invested enough in their learning. They shut it down. Demia says, yes, you also have to be able to differentiate what is you and what is someone else in your behavior as an empath. 100%. And really have to stay drawn tight to who you are and not what you've taken on. And it's going to change from day to day. I want you to think about it. Y'all ever had one of them days where everything just seems to flow? You're productive. You respond to people differently. doors and conversations, it just clicks. This happens on Sundays with TIM all the time. We have shows where everything flows and we're like, yes. Then we'll have another show and we're like, man, what was missing? What about our energy? Was something about our energy missing? Happens all the time. It's not a coincidence that it happens. It's your energy that's going to set the tone for what you want to attract. Okay? So if you're creating social media content, I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to keep saying it. For the most part, people want to connect with people. My best performing content has the most me in it. My lowest performing content has the least me in it. That's just what it is. I ain't use a bunch of fancy graphics. It's usually me, the phone, and I'm talking. Or I've done something silly. Or I cracked a joke. Best performing content. I believe that these calls are going well because of the energy I put into them and how I choose to communicate to this audience. I put out good energy, I get it back. So for my business folks, as you're thinking about how to build content that's going to convert, you've got to think hard about how you're going to show up and what kind of energy you're going to invest within the first 3 seconds. All right? Because when you show up drained or frustrating or doubting yourself, the world is going to mirror that right back to you. All right? What you put out is what you get. This ain't a new lesson, of course, but I wanted to take some time to talk about it because I know that a lot of people are wanting to build good quality content. And the energy part is very, very important. Uh-oh. Let me check my device. Let me know if y'all are buffering on TikTok. I haven't had any issues on Facebook. Y'all let me know if y'all are buffering. Because I haven't done anything. But I have to check that phone. Good morning. Good morning, Lakeisha. Good morning. How you doing this morning? Glad to have you. We're talking about energy this morning. Energy, I'm going to pull the curtain back because I know I have a lot of people that go live on their own platforms. That's why I try to remember names of people who come on. I try really hard, I don't always nail it, to remember their stories, to remember their experiences. Because when I push out that energy that I'm invested in you, guess what? Then you become invested in me too. We become invested in each other. And then we become partners in this work. Okay? So if you're going live, but you are not learning who comes to the lives, you're not talking to them, you're not learning what their interests are, you're not remembering the things they've said to you, those lives are not going to grow. Okay? So like Lakeisha's got a kid that's in the arts like me. She also has a book out on grief. And one of her dreams is to travel and take her daughter with her and be like a global, kind of like a jet setter. We talked about this months ago, but I always take the time to remember these things because I want her and my audience to know that I'm invested. All right. Now, I do think I'm special in that way. I have a knack for remembering that kind of stuff. Good morning, Sage. And if I don't remember something we talked about, just remind me, child, I'm only human. But I do want y'all to know that when you're going live and going live on a regular cadence, you got to get to know the people you're talking to. Otherwise, they're not going to keep coming. They're just going to see, what you doing? Oh, okay. And they're going to move on. There's no investment. So you got to build that investment. And your energy is part of that process. All right. All right, Lakeisha. I seen you posting stuff lately. getting in the groove of things. All right. Now, the other truth is you're not going to be feeling like sunshine and roses every day. I definitely don't. And I tell y'all when I don't. My son made me mad 2 weeks ago. And I was like, y'all, I'm mad. I'm big mad. All right. The people who are successful when it comes to matters of their energy, it has everything to do with resetting that energy. All right. You have to reset. Some days are not going to be as good as others. And that's okay because you're just a human being. I'm just a human being living this life. But you got to know how to reset. All right. So when you're feeling off, the good news is that you can shift this off feeling that you have. If your energy is low, move. And I'm a testament of that. My energy was so terrible before I started walking. When I hop off this walking pad, I have so much more energy that between 9 and 12, and I get a little hungry about 12, I'm very productive. My mind is clear. When I do my rest on Saturday, because I rest on Saturdays and Sundays, y'all, I be like a ball of energy. And lately, these last couple weeks, I've been getting a ton of stuff done. First thing in the morning on Saturdays and Sundays. And I believe it's because I'm walking during the week. Prior to starting this walking stuff that I've been doing, I was, oh God, so tired. So tired all the time. All the time. All right. So if your energy is low, you need to move. The more you move over time, the better your overall energy is going to be. Stand up, stretch, go outside, put on some music, shake that pooch thing. Sage, how you doing? If your mindset is negative, interrupt that thing. Gratitude, affirmations, prayer. You got to do something to break that cycle. Y'all know I'm about to present at the AI Summit. I'm a little nervous. Yesterday I was like kind of maybe feeling outside of my depth, and I had to break up that mindset. And finally, because what I was working on, I was just hitting a roadblock. I was like, I don't know what to put here. So I let it be. I slept on it. I finished everything this morning and I'm fine. All right. So sometimes you've got to interrupt those thoughts and that negative mindset and give yourself space to come back to. All right. If you're just meh, you're just having a meh day, you're going to have to choose something different. Set intention. Move with some purpose. All right. We've got 7 days a week to be intentional. And intentional could also be, I'm going to the spa. I'm going to play with these bubbles. I'm going to sit in these saunas. That's still intent. Okay? And it moves you from that place of meh. Because at the end of the day, control freaks. Hey, control freaks. Control freaks. Step up, step up. This is one of the few things you can actually control. Control freaks. This is one of the few things that you actually can control. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All that other crap you're trying to control, you can't control any of that. Okay? But you can control your energy. You can make choices about how you step into each day. Well, Lakeisha, congratulations on trying to find and get in your lane. Don't give up on it. I know it gets busy. And I know it gets hard to sometimes, and your lane is going to be constantly evolving. So don't give up on it, okay? All right. So if you're a control freak, I'm a control freak. This is one of the few things you can control. All right. So here's your challenge for today. Decide what kind of energy you want to give when you're having an off day. Doing nothing and just relaxing is also making a choice. Okay. And just choose to bring that energy in intentionally. And watch how everyone responds. You know, I got a house full of kids. And sometimes I forget that my energy affects them. So I'm having to work on when I'm upset with them, how I respond. Because it affects them way more than I sometimes realize. All right. Good morning, Miss T. Good morning. So I only got one question today. What kind of energy are y'all bringing? Drop it in the chat. What energy are you bringing into this day? What energy are you bringing into the weekend? Let me know in the chat. And just remember, when you bring in confidence, the people are going to trust you. When you bring in enthusiasm, people are going to be drawn to you. And when you bring in negativity, well, hell, you already know how that goes. You already know what it is when you bring in that negativity. So today, be intentional and show up with the energy that matches the life you want to create. Bring in the energy that matches the life you want to create. You want financial energy? You got to have a financial freedom, rather. You got to have a financial freedom kind of energy, a financial freedom kind of discipline, and a financial energy kind of plan. All right? So Lakeisha says, she's not giving up. She's always working, being intentional about getting out front. I love it. Yeah, don't give up on it. Miss T says she wants to be, her intention, her energy is to be both positive and uplifting. What kind of energy are y'all bringing into this week or in today? And whatever that is, I want you to act on it. All right? I'm getting my children's hair done today. I'm spending time with my nieces and nephews. I think almost all of them. I'm spending time with them today. I'm hoping I can find me a ninja slushie. I want a ninja slushie. And so today, the energy I'm just bringing is like joy, ease, and like, I love you, I value you, I want to spend time with you. Took the day off, and that's what I plan to do with the bulk of my day. Invest in the little babies. The babies. Good morning, Team Riggins. All right, y'all. I'm taking my pace down. Because, girl, Miss Linda and I, we are working on our speed. Because these last couple months, we've gotten better and better on our walking pad. And we both realized that we're actually going to have to challenge ourselves to get, like, to continue to keep up the same, what's it called, tension in the walk. So, but I'm going to take mine down, Miss Linda. I'm taking mine down. Because your girl, I did hit, but I'm like, okay, I don't want to be tired. Let me slow down. Let's start this cool down. Lakeisha is bringing in confidence and execution. She getting stuff done confidently. All right. Those of you that are teaching or want to teach and have just been nervous about it, most of it has everything to do with energy. You cannot, especially when you are online, you cannot be dry and bland. You gotta have some personality. You need to give them 20% of the part of you that you give when you're talking to your best friend. You know, your girlfriend, your guy friend. You've got to give them 20% of that. Doesn't mean that you're not professional, but you do need to make people feel like they're part of this learning community and not just a class. All right. Good morning, Nancy's Diamond Art Corner. If you are going live, so that's teaching. If you're going live, you've got to bring in an invested energy. Talk to your audience. Ask them questions. Remember who they are, especially people who come regularly. Check in on them. I've got some people I've checked in on the last couple of weeks that I haven't seen in a while. Be authentically invested so that your lives will grow. Okay? And then if you're showing up within the context of your own families, just remember that your behavior does affect the room. Okay? Sometimes we don't do a good enough job of checking our own energy and how our family's responding to it. And we need to be doing more of that. All right? Okay. Sunday, we got Sundays with TRM. It's free. We talk AI, art, and technology and business. Talia, Regina, myself bring in our own different energies to create a positive experience about the work that we're doing. Next Monday, we'll have Mondays Mondays, Mid-Journey Mondays with Regina and Color Me Calm on Tuesdays. Then next Saturday, I'm going to be teaching a class on how to create Canva frames in Adobe. That's what I'm teaching. Okay, I'm gonna give you all the tips and tricks. It's really I'm a teaching, but my people that are attending, you really need to be prepared to practice over and over again. My goal is to get every invested participant, so every person that's invested, knowing how to create that Canva frame in Adobe. Now, everybody who come to class is not always invested, and I can't do nothing with a person that's not invested. And it could be that their learning style is they need to watch, and then they'll figure it out later on their own pace. It could be that they're distracted. It could be that they really just there to be there, right? So I always have in mind, I always say, for every invested participant, I want us to reach this goal. Okay, so I'll be teaching that. It's not easy. The content's not easy. It's intermediate or advanced. So you do need to have basic computer knowledge, and you have to be able to catch on to new skills and terminology tech-wise pretty easily. All right, I can't simplify Adobe no more than what I'm going to. So you got to come to the table with some knowledge and some skills. Good morning, Infinite Rocket Power. All right, those of you that are just popping in, remember the replay will be in the Morning Motivations community. So I'll put the replay in there. I gave you several strategies on what to do about this energy thing. I'm going to write those out in there. And then, yes, even though I'm going to be off work tomorrow, I will be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow to wrap this week. I want you to start thinking about it now. What progress have you made this week, personally or professionally? What are you working on? Because you know I'm gonna ask you. And then what are you gonna do this weekend? All right. All right, I'm heading over to my Facebook and YouTube. As always, I thank you guys so much for being here. All right, it's a little bit smaller on that side, but I'll take it. I'm gonna take every person that wants to be here. Thank y'all for being here, and I will see you Friday, YouTube and Facebook.